Your protag has taken the first step of their journey, and now what? Well, we're about to enter the most fun stage of your whole story, the testing phase. In this lesson, we're talking all about the testing phase, including what it is, the one thing it absolutely needs to do, and the 3 common uses of the testing phase to help you get Act 2 off to an unforgettable start. This video is a lesson from a full free mega course on our website. If you're ready to supercharge your storytelling, click the link in the description and start your journey today. This video is also part of a series, so if you haven't watched the previous videos, there are links down below. So we've just passed through the outer gateway and entered what we call the testing phase. The testing phase is our 5th step, and it is a phase, meaning it usually lasts multiple scenes and/or locations. This phase usually has more locations than any other phase, since it is most likely to make use of the montage. It's a generally positive phase that shows the protag adjusting to the new situation and finding some small successes. We call it the testing phase because the protag tests out the new situation, and the new situation tests them. The testing phase is actually all about the new situation. Remember how the setup introduced us to the ordinary world? Well, the testing phase is like the setup phase, but for the new situation. The new situation is not only unfamiliar to the protag, but often unfamiliar to the audience as well. So not only are we helping the protag find their footing in this new world, but helping the audience find their footing at the same time. There is one crucial piece to a successful testing phase, and to understand it, let's refresh ourselves on acts. Act 1 is all about the ordinary world, but we just finished Act 1 and passed through the outer gateway into Act 2. Act 2 is all about the new situation, and it starts here in the testing phase. And, as we've mentioned, the new situation should be as different as possible from the ordinary world. That's why Snyder calls these the thesis and antithesis, literally opposites. Act 2 should contrast Act 1, and this is the crucial piece at the heart of the best testing phases. Not only should the testing phase showcase the new situation, but it should highlight how it differs from the ordinary world. These differences are what will challenge the protag and what will help mark the start of their journey and of Act 2. Now, let's cover the 3 main uses of the testing phase, which are introducing rules, introducing characters, and introducing skills. And there are usually 2 or more of these in any strong testing phase. First up is introducing rules. In the testing phase, it is helpful to lay out the rules of the new situation. This helps show the differences between the ordinary world and the new situation, and showcases the limitations the protag must work within. One clear example is in The Devil Wears Prada, when Emily explains the rules of protag Andy's new job. These include always answering the phone, never stepping away from the desk, and of course, the importance of delivering the book to boss Miranda. Perhaps the most famous set of rules is in Fight Club, but as you might know, we are not allowed to talk about that. Second up is introducing characters. The testing phase is known for introducing the characters of the new situation. These often contrast the characters of the ordinary world. A super clear example is in The Wizard of Oz, when Dorothy meets the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. Even though these mirror earlier characters, they are very different from anyone we would see in Dorothy's ordinary world, since one of them is a talking animal and the others don't have internal organs. These new characters also help highlight the differences between the ordinary world and the new situation, and are who the protag will interact with throughout their journey. And third up is introducing skills. If there is a mentor introduced in the hesitation phase, the testing phase is usually reserved for some training. You can see this in The Matrix. More specifically, in The Matrix, Mentor Morpheus trains protag Neo on how to fight inside the Matrix, which is a lot different than fighting in the ordinary world. These skills are usually magical, superhuman, or at the very least, the best in the world. Not only does this introduce the skills the protag will use throughout their journey, but it also helps show that the new situation doesn't work the same way as the ordinary world does, further contrasting the 2 of them. If you know any testing phases with all 3 of these, comment them down below. On top of these 3, you'll often see the protag face some simple obstacles in the testing phase, and either delay or overcome them, like when Harold and Kumar escape the campus security guard in their testing phase. Lastly, the testing phase is usually a fun part of your story. The protag is trying things out and the stakes are still relatively low. The testing phase and the uphill climb, which is coming up soon, are usually where you'll see montages, like this training montage in Mulan or this fun montage in Palm Springs. We'll talk about this idea more in the extended version of this lesson. And that brings us to the end of this lesson on the testing phase. You should now have a good handle on what the testing phase is, why it's important to contrast it with the ordinary world, and how it often introduces rules, characters, and skills. But if you want to really find your footing in the testing phase, the extended version of this lesson covers 2 helpful characters that can power up your testing phase, a secret to make sure you don't accidentally disappoint your audience, and an in-depth example of the 1992 sports dramedy, A League of Their Own. See you there.